Are you looking for a way that you can stay motivated? Or have you ever struggled with your motivation? Well, today we are going to be talking about a process that will help you to stay motivated in any situation. What's going on? This is Kyle Bunnell, and I coach student athletes for the larger game of life. I empower them to transcend their limitations and unleash the potential inside them so they can express it to inspire a greater whole. And now that you know the game plan, let's get back after it so that you can ball out in your game and in the larger game of life. Throughout my life, many people have asked me how I have been able to stay motivated in whatever it is I am doing. As an athlete, how was I always motivated to push myself in training, in practices, and in games? As a coach, how was I always to stay motivated to impact the players around me? And now, as a speaker and a teacher, how have I been able to stay motivated to consistently create new content and generate new speeches to uplift those around me? And throughout my life, I have often come out with a response such as, because I want to become the best person that I could be. And although there is a lot of truth in that, it doesn't quite accurately portray the entire picture. And the truth is, throughout most of my life, I have never felt the need for motivation because I've been doing what I've absolutely loved to do. I love being an athlete and pushing myself to my potential in my training, in my practices, and in my games. I have loved being a coach and impacting my players. I have loved speaking and creating new content in speeches that uplift those around me. So the first place I would encourage you to check, if you are lacking motivation, are you doing what you love to do? And if you are truly doing what you love to do, it should render motivation obsolete because you should automatically be filled with that motivation to go out and do what you love to do. And if you are not doing what you love to do, I would reflect on, are you doing whatever it is you are doing because society is telling you you should be doing it? And where might life be nudging you in an alternative direction? However, there are some times where we are doing whatever it is we love to do. And for whatever reason, that is not enough to keep us motivated to do it. And during these times, I have stumbled upon a process that has enabled me to stay motivated and do whatever it is I need to do. And there is this situation in my life where although I was doing what I love to do, that pure love was not enough. And I needed to come out with an alternative process to keep me motivated. And during this situation, I got extremely sick. My body was shutting down. My hormones were not producing to energize me to go carry me on throughout the rest of my day. And there were months on end where it took every ounce of my energy and motivation to roll out of bed and carry on throughout the rest of my day. During this time that my body was shutting down, my willpower was also shutting down. I began to lose my will to do what it is I love to do. I began to lose my will to get out of bed. And eventually, I was even beginning to lose my will to live. However, I couldn't just sit around and pity all day. I was a student in college at the time, so I had to get up and go to all my classes. I was also coaching a high school basketball team at the time, so I had to go from my classes to coach them at their practices and their games. So I needed to find a process that could keep me motivated to overcome my health challenges. And during this time, I was desperately reaching for different ideas, tools, and methods to keep me motivated. Yet everything I tried seemed to fail and not work for me until I stumbled upon this one process that enabled me to overcome my health challenges, to motivate me to get out of bed and to go make an impact as a student at school and as a coach at practice. And what I would do is every morning when I would wake up, the first thing I would do is I would breathe in and out several times in an intense fashion, like that way it would wake me up just enough that I knew I wouldn't fall back to sleep. And after I did that, I tuned inside of myself. I went deep inside of myself, past my heart, and so deep that I connected with a source of potential that was so deep that it did not feel like it was a part of me. Yet at the same time, I knew it was the purest form of me, of anything. And once I connected to this source of potential inside of me, I felt and envisioned myself going throughout my day, emanating from this source of potential. I watched myself as I interacted with my classmates at school, how I impacted my players at practice, emanating from this source of potential inside me. And then I started to extend that source of potential beyond and beyond and beyond until I felt the motivation to get out of bed. I saw how that source of potential started to impact the people that I was being surrounded with, how it impacted my teachers, my classmates, my players, and I continued to extend it beyond and beyond and beyond. I started to see how that source of potential would impact people within the entire school, within the community, the state, the country, and eventually how that source of potential would impact the world. And then if that was not enough energy to get me out of bed, I extended it even further to see how that source of potential would impact generations to come. And ultimately, that would provide me with just enough energy and motivation to roll myself out of bed to carry on throughout the rest of my day and do whatever it is I needed to do. And if you are struggling with your motivation, I would encourage you to do something similar. First, reflect if you are doing what you love to do. And if you are doing what you love to do, but that love is not enough to motivate you to do it, go deep within, as deep as you can go, until you connect with a source of potential that is so deep inside you that it does not feel like it's a part of you, yet at the same time, it feels like it is more you than anything else in this world. And once you connect with that source of potential inside you, emanate from that source throughout the rest of your day. As you interact with your classmates, as you go throughout your training, your practices, your games, see how it uplifts you, and then see how it impacts the people you come into interaction with throughout the day, how it impacts your family, your team, your classmates, and start to extend it beyond to how it impacts your entire school, the community, the state, the country, and eventually the world. And as you see how your deep seed, that deep source of potential inside you, can not only impact you, but those around you, and eventually the entire world as a whole, inspiring and uplifting them because of you, that will give you the energy and the motivation to do whatever it is you need to do. I wish you well on your journey to being motivated in any situation you are in. And I send love, gratitude, peace, and blessings to you. Thank you. Hey, wait, before we break, I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you for tuning in today. And I also wanted to let you know that every weekday morning I produce a Minute Motivation, which is a quick inspirational message to inspire you for the rest of your day. They are simply my free gift to you to assist you in your process of discovering, experiencing, and actualizing what you are so you can express it to inspire a greater whole. To receive these Minute Motivations, go to the website that is linked in the description below and sign up for the Minute Motivations, and make sure you follow all the details and instructions on the upcoming pages for you. That way you will ensure that you receive them. Additionally, if you would like to like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow this channel, or anything else people do on social media, please feel free to do so if you feel called to do so. And finally, if there is anything that I can do to help you out and serve you in any way I can, please let me know so that I can help you to become the athlete, the student, and the person that you were born to be. I am honored, blessed, and privileged to be here with you today, and I am here to inspire you every step of your way.